Hello, once again, making another video about the editing journey. It's been a while, been a very long time actually. I've been making more smaller projects, but I've been getting into some more bigger stuff, and this video is coming off the heels of uh the video where I talk about how to deal with throw text on offense, also known as the excuse me, also known as the Paper Mario edit, because well, if you've seen the video on my YouTube and on Twitter, then you know, but I'll link it in the description. And I think this channel is old enough now. For whatever reason, new channels have to do the ID thing for whatever reason. I hate that, but I refuse to do that. So YouTube said, well, if you can't put links in your description for 2 months, and I think it's been about 2 months. So I'm gonna put it in the description for this video, but um I'm gonna talk about the editing process. There was a lot moving parts, if you can kind of see over here in the library. All the stuff going on here, just so much stuff. Uh, going on here, I also want to open that, but um, man, where to start, man? Like, I guess I'll talk about the idea. So, I had this idea for a while where I would have characters talk about like either fighting game concepts or concepts directly related to like Under Night for a while. Uh I've seen other people who make like content like this. Uh they had like pretty good success on it. Two most obvious examples are like Mustache Villain on his video on how to beat the Tigger resets for Blaze Blue, and then one that's probably the most relevant to this video is a Photon player who was retired. Photon Tsurugi player who's retired. LTP, not LPT, not Lord Pungtong. It's LTP. uh, and when they were both active at the same time, they got confused a lot. But no, LTP made a bunch of videos on Twitter, and then they all got moved to YouTube, where it was kind of like a VN style. The characters would kind of come in and start talking about like, oh yeah, this is how you deal with X. This is what to do with Y. So I kind of just took that and kind of put my spin on it. Because I don't want to just like copy it straight up. So that's what I did. So obviously, the video itself has a lot of stuff here, a lot of PNGs and whatnot. I don't want to get the music out the way before I mute it because it's gonna keep playing. Um, the song itself is from a anime called School Rumble, which I said this on Twitter a bunch, but if you don't know, I really adore this anime. It's like a random high school rom com from like 2004, 2003, 2004. But growing up with Verizon FiOS for your TV, there was a TV channel that had to be close to Cartoon Network, and it was called Funimation, which I imagine most people probably are familiar with the name Funimation. They had uh, a bunch of like dubbed anime play, and one of the things I watched was School Rumble, and I liked it. I don't know, it was just funny. I rewatch every once in a while, so it's uh it's a good anime. So the song in question is called Every Dog Has Its Day and Happy. There's like multiple different Every Dog Has Its Days, but you can kind of get a hear of it. Right. So and then it kind of just fades off. So the actual VN part is a lot. There's a lot of stuff here. So I'm gonna try to break it down to like these little skins here. The background. Was taken in game. I have yet to find a method or technique where you get these stage backgrounds and they're actually animated. So these lights will be flickering in the back, like a actual stage in a fighting game. There'll be some animation in the background, so you're not just fighting on a still PNG. Unfortunately, I have not found the method yet. I'm gonna look in the French bed modding Discord, and shout outs to them because they've given me a lot of stuff for making these videos. The biggest thing being the HUD remover. Get some pretty clean shots without the HUD. So what I did was, well, there's two methods I use. So the first method I use is I go to I open up UNI2 and I go to arcade mode and I just pick a character, see what stage I happen to be on, and I take a picture as the background loads before the character themselves comes in. I just take a picture of that and then I use it. I think that's what I did here. The other method is I pick Hilda. I go to versus mode and pick both Hildas. And once again, the stage will load, but both Hildas take a couple seconds before they start like appearing and like descending. If you can see my mouse, just kind of descending down like that. And Hilda will consistently do that versus herself. So it's another good method if you want to use stills. I try to use stages where it's not obvious there's supposed to be movement. Like here, you can kind of get away with it. And I guess if you're going to go all out, you could probably attach some lighting source here and make it flicker. But I think for the most part, this is pretty serviceable. And then hide coming in. I said this a bunch, and I'll say it again. All of the character sprites and like PNGs of the characters themselves are from the Spritesters resource, which again I will put in the description of this video. Um, they all just came from there. Specifically, this one came from the UniClear set, not the Uni2 set, but UniClear, pretty good. For stuff like this, just to make them come in, if you don't know, I just set up keyframes here, so you can see up here these little notches or these like hourglass shapes are your keyframes. They're like this because I did an easy ease, so I eased them in and eased them out. So basically, if I have them there, when Hai came in, he would kind of like stop abruptly. He kind of slides, and like he kind of slows down and slides to the place, so it's not as abrupt. Where he kind of comes in, typical VN stuff. I think even in the Chronicle mode and the arcade mode, when the little VN part is playing, the characters kind of just slide in. It's classic VN stuff. So he comes in. I have the black box here. Make it like slightly transparent so you can see what's going on, and then up here, up here is the text. So yeah, this stuff here. So this one is the nameplate. So this is hide right here. And then if you're wondering why the text looks like this, it's because of, you can probably see it, all these keyframes right here. So basically what I did to make it appear as if like the text is like typing on screen, what I did was for Premiere, I added the crop effect and put it on, and then I keyframed starting with no text on screen, and then I went frame by frame. You'll see it's not exactly perfect. At some point I did kind of just get a little lazy and just like copy and paste. But unless you're going exactly frame by frame, you're not gonna really notice, right? But you can see here, right? As you go frame by frame, one letter appears at a time. So that's how you get this like typing effect, which again, kind of lends into this whole like, oh yeah, it's a visual novel kind of beat, right? So I was talking, he's just like, oh man, I love my backdash 6B, so good, right? So the original context of this video was supposed to be hot off the heels of the backdash shimmy nerf that we got in Under Night 2, where if you didn't know, uh prior to the Izumi patch, uh what most people would do to bait you was to just backdash. Um and it's not that like backdash was like, I mean, it was pretty good, but what ended up happening is because still people still do like 1AD to like try to throw tech. And as you know, if you play Uni2, 1AD gives you throw on whiff. So if you backdashed and you got caught whiffing your throw and they hit 6B or like they hit whatever they hit you, you'll take a bunch of damage. So French Bread decided that they didn't want that to do as much damage. So whiffing throw and then getting backdashed and then getting hit for it dealt less damage. And interestingly, any time a throw whiffs and then game detects a backdash, even if you're not close to them, it'll just hit you. Now, to be fair, I don't think they nerfed. Oops, I forgot to mute my phone. I keep forgetting to do that. Let me mute this. Part of the the thing about like the backdash nerfs, as far as I'm aware, it doesn't like actually nerf your damage for like, it doesn't nerf your damage for like if you input like a proper like option select, so like 3CAD or like any of that other stuff. My phone's not charging. That's weird. So I think it was just kind of strictly targeted for that kind of interaction, which is fine, but kind of makes you wonder like, what was the intention. So anyway, Hyde's sad because my big damage. Right. I thought it would be funny because it was be Hyde. Hyde does have a good backdash, and I think he was one of the characters they probably had in mind for targeting like this change. So it's like Gore, Eltnam, Enkidu, Yuzu. This is a good bit of characters. I mean, really, you have to like ask who could not do it, and be characters with really long duration backdashes or backdashes that sent you very far. So like Seth, Kaguya, Orie, Merkava. I mean, I guess Wall could do it, but I mean, Wall wouldn't really shimmy you like that. That'd be kind of weird. But yeah, but, he's I thought it was just be funny because Hyde of all characters sitting here being like, man, I'm super sad, man. I liked it when I was baiting people with backdash, but now I'm not doing as much damage. I thought that was funny, so I chose Hyde. I chose Hyde to be like the I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing shit character because I thought it worked. The archetypical like fighting game player who doesn't exactly know why they're doing it, but they know it was good, and then they're sad it got nerfed. So, I think it was Gord, and once again, just kind of do a keyframe, had the characters kind of slide in and slide, kind of get them into position. Yeah, and they're just kind of talking. This segment was going to be a lot longer, but I ended up cutting it down because I want to try to get the actual meat of the video. There was supposed to be a longer back and forth, but I decided to save that for the end of the video, where all the information's out there, and you'd you'd be fine with just like watching the video. So yeah, he's like, yeah, I'll help you, blah blah blah, and then it stops here. So this part was put in a sequence, which is kind of like nesting. Basically, you turn this into its own video. So right, so here, right, so this is what we just watched here, but now it's its own video, so you don't see all the moving parts with like the text. So I can't edit the text here. I would have to edit it here, right? And then all the edits I make here will end up here, right? So here we get the actual video, and Okay, here we get the paper rip effect. So uh I gotta mute this. Mute that. Yeah. Oh, hello. This is supposed to be it as well. Mute that. So there we go. Do that. So the actual paper rip effect itself, I found it online. I just Googled it, but I can also once again put that in the description of the video, and then I can kind of give you the tutorial. But basically what I did was I basically took the effect itself and I basically put it on a mate. And basically what it did was that it recognizes that like by itself, this effect would be like a hold on, let me see if I can find it here, right? So this is what it would look like by itself, right? So basically what I did was I told the program that the this black part should be the video that you're looking at, and then behind it, it should be the other stuff. So that's that's basically what I had to do. I basically had to like say, okay, this is what it should be masked to. I used the trap matte key, and I used the Luma effect, right? So paper tear here. I duplicated it because otherwise it kind of didn't really look like a paper rip. It kind of just looked a little awkward. And I put the paper rip sound effect on there. So you can see, you scroll up, you got all these layers, right? And you got to tell it what layer it's supposed to be on. So like, it's like, okay, so we know that this is looking at layer 6 or video 6, and then this is supposed to be looking at layer 7, right? And then also these two are the background, the rip effect in question. So kind of just does that. And then I put the part of transition underneath here just to kind of make everything sync up. And we have the background. So the background was made in After Effects. So here, this is took me forever to make. Most because I didn't really know what I wanted or how I wanted it. But once I figured out what I wanted, it took me a minute to um put out there. So this is a animated moving background. If I hit play here, you'll see it kind of moves. And if you've seen any of the like Paper Mario, like specifically Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door, whenever you get like a new item, like you get like, oh, you got the super boots or you got the super hammer, and then the game will tell you like, oh yeah, these are the things you can do with those items, and then it'll teach you how to do it. So and you usually get like some kind of background with like a Mario star and some other stuff in the background. So I just made it like that. I had like Gordon Hyde back here because these are two characters interacting with each other, and I had like backdash, frame trap, risk, reward. The actual text itself is, if I can find it, the actual font is, this is the paper, this is not the Paper Mario font. This is the Forte font. I just liked it. I just liked the way it looked. Admittedly, the big thing was like the risk looked a little weird, right? Because it kind of the I looks like a J, so it's like, what's it supposed to say? But I think most people would probably intuit that it was supposed to be like risk, reward, all that stuff. So to actually like make this, um, basically what you have to do, you would come in here and make like a composition, uh, and you want to make a composition really small. So I made it like 150 pixels by 150 pixels. Bring in whatever you're gonna bring, and then kind of like turn it on its side like this. I do that for all stuff here. So you have to like frame trap, backdash, the text, all the stuff. And this is the actual background. All the background, these are all individually placed on here. All spaced apart. I try to do it in a moving kind of pattern here. So it's kind of like all moving up. I kind of had to choose whether or not I wanted the if I wanted it to look good, if it was red from left to right, as opposed to like being red at just sort of diagonal angle. But that is That was the compromise. So I kind of had it read like this, and then I had it moving up like this. But once you make this, which also took me forever to make this, for the master composition, I let me see. So for the actual background, I used the motion tile effect and basically just said, okay, this is where it should start, and this is where it should be by the end of it. And it's basically made it a keyframe. It's not too bad, honestly. It's just a lot of work, just gotta actually do it. That's the big thing. Um, yeah, it seems pretty simple, but making something like this in After Effects, I mean, it's fun, but it's a lot. It's so much work. So yeah. If you want like a more detailed explanation, like how to make this, uh, honestly, a lot of stuff I learned, I just kind of like Google or like type in YouTube, like, excuse me, how to make X or how to do Y, and then I type like Premiere or After Effects or Vinci. Um, the hardest part, really, to be perfectly honest with you, is just knowing what it's called. So if you don't, you can like describing it is one thing, but like if you know exactly what it's called, then you're basically on the money. So I made this part of the transition, and then brought it into the video, right? Then I had like the Paper Mario text. This font is called, if I can find it. Yeah, I had to download this font. This is the Super Mario Script 2 demo. There was another type of font that was close to it, but some stuff looked really weird, and someone, just changed it and made it look more like the Paper Mario TTYD font. So had to like the speech bubble, I had the text bubble, I had the sound effects. I think I might have used a slightly off sound effect. No one really said anything about it, but um there's supposed to be like a little like noise that they make whenever you type, or like whenever like they say something, like all the letters show up. So there's that. But I mean, it's not really that much of a big deal. So they're kind of talking, and then kind of shows the video itself. Have the text be on screen long enough to be read, right? And then you can kind of see all that. So, uh, yeah, the actual models having the white outline was another thing I had to like throw together. Where come up here. Oh, I think I might pass it. Nope. So here we got here we go. So here we got like something like this where he gets like upset. He's like, damn it. Um basically just made use the sprites and then just used a ultra keyer to remove the green screen. Right, and then here you can see that I took this basically and then brought it into here as its own video. And the reason why there's two is because there's a basically it's the same animation, but I just made the second hide white. So you can see here I got the full color gradient, turned them white, and you see it kind of has like this outline. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. Kind of gives you like this like, well, it kind of gives you like the Paper Mario look to the video. So yeah, and from here is just all information. You can see all the moving parts here. Characters kind of standing here talking to each other. Try to keep it so like try to keep it engaging. Like they got the video playing. Right, so you got the animated background, you got like the player video playing, you got the sounds, characters are moving, not just sitting there. I mean, even if it is the idle animation of them just standing there, it's good enough. So yeah. We get the it's not supposed to look like this. Where's the final product? Yep. So here, the final product here. That's because I muted it here. Here. Yeah, so here. Yeah, let's mute that and scroll forward a bunch here. So here, right on here, you get this sound that plays. Oh, give me a second. Like right on here, right? So they kind of, it's fun. So like they kind of like go back to the original size they started. And then we get that transition. That's my favorite part of the video. So I could not for the life of me find the actual sound effect of like this little winking sound effect. I couldn't find that. So basically what it was, I just looked at footage of that like tutorial, and that's how it always ends. It ends with like Mario blinking, he disappears, and then the page peels back and it goes back to the gameplay. So basically it's found footage that took the audio and spliced it in. And if you listen carefully, you can actually tell when the sound kind of splices in during the music. Yeah, you can hear that it's kind of a rough sound. It doesn't really sound like it's supposed to be there, but it's kind of like a blinky missing kind of thing. The actual page turn effect, however, that is in Premiere, which is called the page turn. Page peel, I think is what it's called. Yeah, page peel. It's not exactly like Paper Mario, but it's good enough. It's timed it with that. I'm sorry, I gotta hear that one more time because it's pretty funny. Right, and then both characters come back in, and you get the rest of the video where they're just kind of yapping at the end. So it's gonna kind of just go right back to how it started. You know, the only thing that's different here is Gourd leaves. Kind of does this like turn here. To do that turn, really easy. Just throw on the basic 3D effect. Hey, you just keyframe the swivel. He just turns. He's like, all right, I'm out of here. He just walks off stage. Walks off screen, rather. The song itself is this is from Naruto. If I remember the name of the song, this is yeah, Naruto's Daily Life. Yeah, kind of gives you like that visual novel feeling. So yeah, and yeah, that's it. That's the video. So this not too bad. Like 30 minutes to talk about it. I'm kind of making more videos, kind of like in the style of like these VNs characters, kind of like talking to either you, the player, or talking to other characters in the game, trying to figure out like what's going on. I don't know. I think it's funny. I do like it when like the games have like the characters tell you like how to play the game. I really liked it when I first played like Blaze Blue. Blaze Blue Chrono Phantasm Extend. The characters will come on screen and they'll tell you like, oh yeah, this is what's going on. But they'll tell you like in their own like they'll tell you like in character. They'll talk to you like in character. It wouldn't be just like it wouldn't be obvious like it was like a developer who wrote it. I know like kind of sort of does it. They have like the chibis of the characters talk to you, but it doesn't really hit the same. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Under Night tutorial is still fantastic. In my opinion, that is the gold standard for what a tutorial should be, as far as like the information and how it's presented. But games like Rev 2 and even like Blaze Blue Central Fiction, those go above and beyond like the Call of Duty because like it's just so much different. Especially like Rev 2. Rev 2 is so unique. It has like it made its own assets just for like the tutorial. I think that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna keep doing stuff like this. It's cool. It's fun. It's hip. It's in. Yeah. So I'm trying to get some more videos out there. Maybe I'll talk about the PlayStation 2 ad for UNI2. I'll talk about that next. But I think this video went on about long enough. So I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all have a good day. And I'll see you in the next video.